For decades, official relations between India and Pakistan have been locked tight by mutual suspicion. Every attempt to build a lasting diplomatic bridge across the border has ultimately collapsed under the weight of historical grievances. Today, the most visible interaction between the two states is the daily Wagah Atari border ceremony. It is a highly theatrical display of choreographed hostility, where border guards stomp and posture for crowds before slamming the gates shut for the night. Even when heads of state actually manage to sit down and shake hands, the goodwill evaporates quickly. Formal agreements dissolve, and high-level talks inevitably break down over the same entrenched disputes. Traditional state-to-state diplomacy has exhausted its options. The official channels have stalled out completely, leaving a dead end for anyone trying to navigate the conflict through government offices. Recently, a sudden, coordinated push for a new type of cross-border outreach emerged. The proposal bypasses official government channels entirely and connections. The source of this initiative is the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, or RSS. The RSS is India's premier Hindu nationalist organization. Its structured ranks, vast scale, and historically uncompromising stance on national security make it an unexpected champion for reaching out to India's oldest geopolitical rival. This is a deliberate strategy directed by the absolute top of the organization's hierarchy. Chief Mohan Bhagwat, senior functionary Dattatreya Hosabale, and publicity head Sunil Ambekar have all actively promoted this new framework in quick succession. Why would India's most prominent nationalist group advocate for opening doors to Pakistan while the official border remains bolted shut? The RSS has not softened its view on the Pakistani state. They maintain a strict, unyielding stance against the neighboring government and its military apparatus. Dattatreya Hosabale's diagnosis of the situation is blunt. Trust in Pakistan's political and military leadership is completely missing in India. Sunil Ambekar echoed this assessment, stating plainly that decades of conventional dialogues between governments, armies, and intelligence agencies have failed to yield any usable results. Because the state actors have proven to be unworkable partners, the RSS strategy requires dropping them from the equation entirely. They are advocating for a system that steps around the political elite. The proposed alternative focuses exclusively on direct people-to-people connections. The first practical mechanism for this is medical travel. Civilians frequently cross the border to access specialized healthcare, creating immediate, localized points of contact. The second mechanism relies on the physical trade routes that persist beneath the high-stakes political radar. Commercial exchange continues to force interaction between merchants and local economies on both sides. The third mechanism is more abstract but equally deliberate. The strategy leverages the shared historical and cultural memories that exist between the populations, predating the modern political borders. Ambekar specifically pointed to regional sentiments in areas like Balochistan. By highlighting long-standing shared histories in these distinct regions, the RSS identifies entry points for connection that exist outside of Islamabad's immediate control. Together, these three channels form a functional civilian backdoor. When the main gates of official diplomacy are barred, hospitals, markets, and cultural ties allow connection to continue quietly. This logic model divides foreign relations into two domains. On the left, formal diplomacy remains the absolute jurisdiction of the government. On the right, the social domain is open territory, allowing the RSS to aggressively pursue civilian outreach regardless of the diplomatic freeze. This creates a dual-layered strategy. A nation can maintain an uncompromising hardline border policy at the state level while simultaneously cultivating soft power and influence on the ground. This outreach is a highly calculated application of civilian leverage. Mohan Bhagwat's defense of this playbook is explicit. Keep the focus entirely on the people and completely ignore the neighboring state apparatus. When official governments lose all mutual trust, top-down negotiations fail. Grassroots cultural leverage becomes the most reliable tool available to untangle complex geopolitical knots. If the official channels remain closed, The next phase of diplomacy will be decided in civilian hospitals, local markets, and shared cultural memories.